Okay, once again, this is part 2 of honing with the Naniwas. It's a Naniwa 3K, diamond glass Shapton lapping plate. As the 3K comes out, I have the 5K soaking. And like I said, if I had more razors, I'd only soak one stone at a time. But since I am doing just this one boker right now, the 8K goes in as the 3K goes out. And I will just continue that. Again, it seems to let them stabilize, makes it nice and even. This is kind of boring because all you're going to do is very smoothly, very evenly, very machine-like is work this razor up through the progression. The only time it's going to get interesting again, you start off interesting at the bevel set. Sorry, sometimes I stop and start feeling the edge and get sidetracked there when I'm talking. It starts off interesting at the bevel set, and then it gets interesting again at the finish. But really, if everything's going right, the middle ground, the sharpening part, should be pretty gosh darn boring. Again, I left the slurry on and I've diluted through as I've gone up about 20 strokes here, intermixing straight down the hones with X stroke. And when I finish off on each stone, you'll notice I'll rinse off the stone and make sure there's no slurry on it at all, so I get the ultimate sharpness out of that particular stone. And then I'm going to do 5 or so really light strokes. This tells me that the stone, the entire edge is even at that level, is what this is actually telling me. When you get real light like this, any little inconsistencies are going to show up. You'll feel them. So each time I end on a stone, I'll do about 5 very light, very perfect X strokes, straight down the hone strokes mixed in there. Double check the edge always underneath the light, make sure I'm getting a nice even shine to the bevel. Okay, that ends the 3K. I always put these down on a towel over there is what I'm doing, and letting them dry. I'm going to go Naniwa 5K next. And I actually walk straight up through the Naniwa progression. You don't have to. You can skip between those. 10K going in, 8K already soaking. You don't have to go 1, 3, 5, 8, 10, 12. You can go 1, 3, 8, 12. You can skip through. I've just gotten into this habit of doing it. I think it gives it a really smooth edge. I don't think you get any sharper. Same with leaving the slurry on. I think it smooths the edge. But that's my own personal opinion. It's on my face, so you can try it. There's a thread on SRP about how to do it that way. And then now, of course, this video. When you start getting to the 5K level, everything starts getting real smooth on here. It should just be a machine now. If you notice, I'm always doing just a slight bit of heel forward. You can do that or you cannot do that. Totally up to you. Enough water on that first scoop. I just scooped the water out. Again, I've said this on other videos. If you're going to do it that way and scoop water out of the well, be careful of hitting everything in the entire world. Careful of slamming down into the stones and stuff that's in the water. Careful of smacking the faucet. Careful of smacking the side of the stone. Yep, all that's a lot of fun. Okay, let's finish off on this 5K. Again, as I come off of each stone, I do about 5 strokes, super light, super smooth. I'm actually feeling for mistakes. By the time you get to the 5K, you really shouldn't feel anything. It should be about perfect. Okay, I kind of consider anything above 6K as more of a polishing stone rather than a sharpening stone. So as I come off of each stage, I get kind of OCD about the tape. We will retape now as we go into the 8K, which is into polishing. And then I'll retape again when I go to my finishing stone. And I do that regardless of whatever system I'm using. I always like to start with new tape when I get to the finishers. But I have a tendency to retape as I get to each stage. In other words, bevel setting stage is one piece of tape, sharpening stage is one piece of tape, polishing stage is one piece of tape, and finishing is one piece of tape. That's the habit I've gotten into. On the Naniwa 8K now. Also, you've heard of chamfering the edges. I might as well show you this. You should always chamfer the edges on these. About every, I don't know, 5th or 6th time I use this, I will slide this over to the edge and do about just like that, out to the front, out to the back, and that's it. You don't have to cut any 45-degree angles or nothing. You just have to take the very, very corner off there. Waste a lot of stone for no good reason. Ooh, that's smooth. I'm putting practically no pressure at all on here, just basically the weight of the blade. Feels nice. Like I said, the 20 strokes is just a guideline. Go by feel. Let's do some finishing strokes. Really slow and very, very light. Like I said, I'm always feeling for mistakes. You really shouldn't be finding them at this level, but you never know. Every now and then you'll catch one. Catch a little spot that you missed or something. Wasn't paying attention. I wish I could show this to you, but the bevel underneath the light right now is, just a mirror, complete mirror with the Naniwas.